Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Before I start the class, a small chit chat. Looking back at our carefree days, looking back onto the golden period of our lives, down memory lane, growing up, the school days, the college days, we must have all idolized someone, some hero, some heroine, some sister, sports star, uncle, nanny, father, mother, someone, right? Will somebody want to share their experience? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mumtaz,
Yes.
we used to copy her orange color. Her
Okay.
her favorite color was orange. So we saw that whatever dress or sari we picked up was orange. Then the bell bottoms, the sadhana cuts, and many more, Mataji. We used to the film stars, especially Amitabh Bachchan, Rekha, and Mumtaz.
Fine. Mataji, anybody else? Prabhuji, anybody would like to share something? Hare Krishna. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
I used to watch Amitabh Bachchan movies. Like as a group in the school, all of us used to love watching his movies. And then in the free period, we used to even narrate stories. And then some of the girls used to dance and have
Good.
fun. So we were all big fans.
Oh, fine. So what did we do? Yeah, yes, Mataji. Sorry. Yes.
Cricketer Vishwanath and Sunil Gavaskar, Mataji.
Wow. So see how natural it is,
It
isn't
didn't
it?
stop there, Mataji. It went up to the time until recently, till maybe 3 years or 2 years back. I was continuously watching even KBC because I'm completely in awe of. I was
Amitabh Bachchan.
completely in awe, yeah,
Wow.
for his great communication skills and of course to keep
So,
myself
yeah.
updated. Thank you so much. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Rajnikantha's style of taking the cigarette in his mouth, Mataji, this was
Wow.
copied by many people.
I hope you didn't smoke one. Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji.
Chalo. So okay. Now, what did we do? We all, liked them. We tried to ape them. It was so natural, right? Isn't it? We tried to take the style, dress code, hairstyle. We all consciously trying to be with them. Some grow up with it. Some linger onto it. Some grow out of it. I remember as a girl, these key-shaped pendants were worn by a film star, and I got it made. My Prabhu wore long hair. He carried it because some prominent film stars were carrying it. We are so absorbed in that consciousness. Yes, we will have some traits of those characters. So be aware. Now, suppose we die. I mean, mercifully, we haven't died. What would have happened? Krishna? And what would have happened? Krishna would have incorporated them, isn't it? So we have to be careful. We have to grow out of it. I mean, there's a short story I remember. I'll just narrate it to you. There was a father-in-law, and he was doing puja. He tells his daughter-in-law, Beta, pani lana, I'm doing this. He's chanting. Then all of a sudden he says, Beta, mere jute hai na, it's with a cobbler. Then after, the ding ding, the aarti is going on. Then after 2 minutes, he says, Beta, have you sent Ramu to fetch my shoes? Then, the same thing continues. Then he says, Jaldi bhejo, I have to wear them. And, like the daughter-in-law, of course, she has to listen to what the father-in-law says. And in the meantime, Mr. Mohan rings the bell. He's a great, the old pals. So he rings the bell and he walks in and he asks the daughter-in-law, Beta, Papa kidhar hai? She says, Papa, wo to abhi, he's gone to the cobbler. He says, cobbler? Itne mein, puja room mein, he father-in-law says, बेटा मैं इधर हूँ ऐसे क्यों बोल रहा कि भी I've gone to the cobbler? She says, yes Papa, you were here physically but you were consciously with the cobbler. Many of us have senior citizens at home, right? Mothers, parents, and all the time. I mean, do you notice one thing? They hardly talk about Krishna. It's mostly the maid Ramayana. Maid ne aise kiya, maid ne aise kiya, or some relative or the husband's problem, something which is pinching onto them throughout their lives, which or mostly it's the maids. Even we women, most of the time, if one day the maid doesn't come, our whole consciousness is absorbed in it, right? So be careful. You have to fix your mind to Krishna consciousness. There is no other go. There is no other go. There is no other go. So let us hear from Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj, seeking your blessings to throw some light on verse number 6, chapter 8, Attaining the Supreme. The shloka goes as Yam yam vapi smaranan bhavam tajyante anta kevalam tam tam evanti kontaya sattat bhava bhavitaha. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. The process of changing one's nature at the critical moment of death is here explained. The pure devotee is never interested in material topics. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has strictly prohibited his devotees to talk about worldly matters. Grami Varta na kabhi hai. Grami Varta na, sorry, I lost my, Grame Varta na kabhi hai. One should not indulge in talking unnecessarily about news of this world. One cannot attain perfection without smearing the dust from the lotus feet of an exalted devotee on his head. Despite a very rigid life in devotional service, Bharat Maharaj did not consult a spiritual master when he became overly attached to a deer. Consequently, he became strongly attached to the deer and, forgetting his spiritual routine, he fell down. Bharat Maharaj had attained perfection by becoming completely detached from material activities through direct experience. Bharat Maharaj, while sitting on a bank of a river, saw a pregnant doe drinking water. A lion nearby roared very loudly. The pregnant doe jumped out of fear, and the baby deer fell down from its womb into the flowing water of the river. Seeing a small deer bereft of its mother floating down the river, seeing this, Bharat Maharaj felt compassion. It's natural. He lifted the infant deer from the waves, and knowing it to be motherless, brought it to his ashram. Another journey started. Mala gaya, deer aaya. Unknown to us, laws of nature works in a subtle ways. Bharat Maharaj had almost reached the point of loving service to the Supreme Lord. But even from that platform, he could fall down to the material platform. Spiritual salvation and liberation from material bondage must be worked out with great caution. Otherwise, a little discrepancy will cause out to fall down again into the material existence. Bharat Maharaj became very affectionate toward the deer, gave him grass, protected him from attacks of tigers, lions, other ferocious animals, kissed it out of love. He gradually forgot to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bharat Maharaj left his home, wife, children, kingdom, and everything else to advance in his spiritual life in a forest, but again fell victim to material affection. Caution, don't become attached to anything but Krishna. If a poor man loses gold or money, he at once becomes agitated. Similarly, Bharat Maharaj would be agitated when he did not see the deer. As time went by, the deer left for his natural habitat. Bharat Maharaj behaved like a lunatic. He praised the footprints of the deer. In anxiety over the deer's absent, moha, he addressed the animal as his son. At the time of death, Bharat Maharaj saw the deer sitting at his side, exactly like his own son, and was lamenting his death. Actually, the mind of Bharat Maharaj was absorbed in the body of the deer, and consequently, like those bereft of Krishna consciousness, he left the world, the deer and his material body, and acquired the body of a deer. After quitting his body, a person gets another body according to his mental condition at the time of death. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. At death, a person always thinks of that subject matter in which he has been engrossed during his life. According to this law, Bharat Maharaj was always thinking of the deer and forgetting his Krishna consciousness. He acquired a body of a deer. However, having been elevated to the topmost platform of devotional service, he did not forget the incidents of his past life. This special benediction saved him from further deterioration. He became determined to finish his devotional service even in the body of a deer. It is proved here in that due to the grace of the Supreme Lord, a devotee is never vanquished. Due to his willful neglect of devotional service, a devotee may be punished for a short time, but he again revives his devotional service and returns home back to Godhead. When born as a deer, he left his birthplace and mother's place, Kalanjara mountain, to live in the ashram of Pulasat Rishi and Pulaka in the Saligram forest. After giving up his body as a deer, he was born as Jad Bharata in a Brahman's family. Jad Bharata was Bharat Maharaj in the body of a Brahman, and he outwardly conducted himself as if he was dull, dumb, deaf, and blind. Actually, he was quite alert within. He knew fully well of the results of fruitive activities and the results of devotional service. In this life, we have to prepare ourselves for promotion to the next life, sticking to Krishna consciousness, returning home, back to Godhead in this life. Jad Bharat made no mistakes. A scene from Kurukshetra war, the passing away of Bhishma Dev in the presence of the Lord. Bhishma Dev was endowed with the power of leaving his material body at will. Lying down on the bed of arrows was his own choice. Imagine the excruciating pain, every nerve pierced, bleeding, unimaginable pain. And to fix his mind on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? No, ma, oh, pew, pow, nothing. 1 point focus. This passing away of the great warrior attached the attention of all rishis, sages, the contemporary lights, all of them, assembled to show their feeling of love, respect, and affection to the great son. During the battle, Duryodhana criticized Bhishma Dev, alleging that he was reluctant to kill Arjun. Bhishma Dev promised to kill all the 5 Pandavas with special weapons for the same. Duryodhan took custody of the weapons. Arjuna tricks Duryodhan and takes away the 5 golden arrows. Bhishma Dev understands that this is Krishna's plan. Bhishma Dev vows that Krishna has to now break his promise or it would lead to Arjuna's death. Bhishma Dev fought violently. Arjuna was in hot waters. Arjuna was almost defeated, and trying to protect Arjuna, Krishna was wounded by Bhishmadev's sharp arrows. A terrified, angry, perturbed Krishna jumped from the chariot and picked up the wheel. Anything to save a friend? No. The first to keep the words of his devotee, Bhishmadev's desire. The dealing of Lord Krishna and Bhishmadev on the battle of Kurukshetra has a sweet underlying flavor. Krishna appears to be partial to Arjuna and an enmity with Bhishmadev, but Krishna favored Bhishmadev, a great devotee of the Lord. Krishna picked up the chariot wheel as a weapon, breaking his promise not to pick one to keep up, but he picked one to keep up Bhishmadev's desire. Krishna had promised before the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra that he would remain without weapons and would not use his strength for either parties, but to protect Arjuna from the sharp bouquet of arrows of Bhishmadev. He got down the chariot and hurriedly rushed at Bhishmadev in an angry mood, like a lion attacking an elephant. Krishna's covering dropped on the way. An angry Lord did not notice it. Bhishmadev dropped his weapons to be killed by Krishna. Krishna showed Bhishmadev he had taken up the wheel of the chariot as a weapon to save a friend from the lion. Bhishmadev played the part of a valiant warrior and purposely pierced the body of the Lord. The warrior devotee wanted to see the transcendental beauty of the Lord decorated with wounds and blood created by a devotee. Bhishmadev was a pure devotee, a Mahajana. As a military marshal, he constantly remembered the battlefield features of Lord as Parthasati, the chariot driver of Arjuna. Krishna, smeared with sweat, shining like golden hues, gems, tinged with blood droplets like rainbows, hair scattered, close screwed, Parthasati. Arjuna could not witness this as he stood wounded behind Krishna. Bhishmadev relished this, the charioteer Krishna with a whip in his right hand and a bridle in his left. The Lord was present personally before Bhishmadev while he was passing to the transcendental world, that is the highest perfection of life. The body of Bhishmadev lost its material effects due to being surcharged with spiritual realization. And thus the body was spiritualized as when iron becomes red hot when in contact with fire. All the soldiers and the persons on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original spiritual form like the Lord. After the death, because of the causeless mercy of the Lord, they were able to see him face to face on that occasion. Thought, mind on Krishna. If there is a life beyond sunset, it is with you, Krishna. This material world is fearful. Its prisoners are always fearful, as within a prison house. In a prison house, no one can violate the jail rules and regulations, and violating the rules means another term of extension of prison life. Similarly, we are in the material existence and are always fearful in all species and varieties of life. Liberation, mukti, means getting rid from all these constant anxieties, which is possible only when material service is dovetailed to spiritual devotional service. Let my ultimate attraction be to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, says, a pure devotee of the Lord is ashamed to ask anything in self-interest from the Lord. Kunti Devi prayed to the Lord to cut off all the affections, ties from her own king's men. So please chant. There is no other way. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra constantly, one can fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Saha vahe mana Krishna pada vindara. Otherwise, the flickering mind will hover on the platform of mental speculation for sense enjoyment, and one will have to transmigrate from one type of body to another because the mind is trained only in relation to material elements, or in other words, to sense gratification, which is fall. Maya sukhaha brahma udavataho vimuddhana. At the time of death, whatever one has created in this life is lost, and one must automatically accept a new body by the force of material nature. Because of one's mentality, one may have to accept a body like that of a cat, a dog, a tree, or perhaps a demigod. Thus, the body is offered is by the laws of material nature. Karmanyaha gunaha sango syaha sad asat yoni janmayo. If you're in the mode of goodness, you go to higher planets. In the mode of passion, earthly planets. Ignorance, hellish planets. To save oneself from repetition of birth and death, one must purify his consciousness. Free from all designation. Krishna is the original master. Krishna conscious is the only way. Bhakti yoga. There is no such thing as chance. When a tree is burning in a forest fire, and although the nearest tree spared, a distant tree catches fire. This may appear as chance. Similarly, one may seem to get different types of bodies by chance, but actually one receives these bodies because of the mind. The mind flickers between accepting and rejecting, and accordingly, to the acceptance and rejections of the mind, we receive different types of bodies. The immediate cause for the change of the body is the agitation of the mind. Therefore, one must train the mind in the system of Bhakti Yoga, as did Amrish Maharaj, so who kept himself always in Krishna consciousness. Sa vahi manaha Krishna pada vindare. If one were in a boat moving according to the wind on a river or a sea, and if the wind is uncontrollable, and the steadiness of the boat would be unpredictable, difficult to control. It might even capsize. Therefore, in the Bhava Samudra, the ocean of mental speculation and transmigration to different types of body, one must first control the mind. One is therefore advised that an intelligent person, instead of being entangled in the so-called good or bad fruit of activities, should engage his life in advancing in Krishna consciousness, so that instead of accepting another material body, tattvaha deha puna janam naiti, he will return home, back to Godhead, to that place where he is engaged in his, Krishna's pastime, mameti. Otherwise, his mind will carry the soul to another material body. My Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj says, in other yugas, just by thinking something bad, you get the bad results or bad karma. But in Kali Yoga, just by thinking something good, you get the good results. Change of body are due to flickering of the mind. For otherwise, the soul could remain in its own original spiritual body. So fuel your soul, not the mind. Concentration means reconcentration. Prabhupada's lecture in Mayapur. So everyone cannot be placed on the same level, not only materially, but spiritually. If you say that this higher status, lower status are calculated in the material world, in the spiritual world, there is no such distinction. That is partially true. In the spiritual world, there is no such distinction, but that spiritual distinction is not exactly like material distinction. That distinction is the consciousness, varieties of consciousness. That distinction. Lord Krishna said that one who acts for the sake of duty, not for enjoying the fruits when it is possible. Now, if you are family man, you have to work for maintaining your family. Therefore, you have to enjoy the fruits of your work. So this is possible only if a person who has completely dedicated for the service of the Lord. So Rishabdev recommends that human form of life is specifically meant for austerities, regulative principles, not to do anything according to whims and fancies. Very regulative life is human life. More important than perfection in its intention. A regulative life begins with listening and chanting. So let's begin. We are weak in this age. All it takes one small thing and you are back into material consciousness. You are browsing, you are on the computer, you fall to temptation. It peps up. Don't worry. Bring it back to the strong Krishna consciousness. Bring it back. Be strong in Krishna consciousness, intentions. Relocate yourself, intentions. So please chant with me 3 times. Unmute yourself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everybody. What?
Just 1 minute.
Well, Prabhu, one minute, please.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, can I speak just 1 minute, if you permit?
Hare Krishna, Anukul Prabhu, thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, can I speak 1 minute, if you
Yes,
permit?
please, Prabhu, all yours.
Hare Krishna, all devotees. I'm in a spiritual convention in Penang, Malaysia. Every year conduct this. I don't know, Anandrupa Prabhu has attended, or last year also few devotees came from Sakar Nagar. I am attending. My desire was from long time. My Guru Maharaj also told me once that he was coming. That you are coming. I say everybody who can attend next year, try to attend. This will give you resonating your body, soul, and mind. So much enthusiasm you get after coming out from this. For this year, theme was for preaching, caring, sustaining. So I'll request everybody that we should preach every day to one person about Krishna. That is order by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu order to Guru Parampara to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada to my Guru Maharaj, and my Guru Maharaj to everybody actually. Because yesterday I was heard Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Anant Leela 52.8 or something, I exactly, if I don't remember, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very anxiety. Then Sir Mahaprabhu asked, Bhattacharya asked Mahaprabhu, he's a Lord, why you are in so anxiety? He said, I'm seeing so many I'm seeing so many people, they are suffering. How they will be delivered? He was in anxiety of that one. And same anxiety was with Prabhupada. For that purpose, he traveled the whole world in a short period. So if we don't do, that will be our loss, not Srila Prabhupada loss, our loss. We won't preach and we don't tell one day, one person about Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The motto here was preach. And if you take out the P, it is reach. So you reach out. And like Nike says, let's do it. It was here. Let's go Ranga. So all of us, let's go Ranga. Unmute and say, let's go Ranga.
Goranga.
Let's go Ranga.
Let's go Ranga.
Goranga.
Hare
Let's go
Hare
Ranga.
Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
please comment, whoever you could meet, just talk to, whatever you can talk. Talk about Krishna, any pastime, anything. Just let them go to the nearest temple. Let them offer a flower. Anything, like, I mean, I hesitate so much. And it's only because of Sri Hari Prabhu and Adi Jagannath Prabhu, like I'm trying. So if I can do it, I'm sure all of y'all can do it, Matajis and Prabhujis. Hare Krishna. Thank you for being so patient with me. Hare Krishna.
Hare
My obeisances to all.
Thank you, Sumantra Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Your
Hare Krishna.
examples from daily life, Mataji, really make us understand the shlokas more in a better way. Thank you so much. This made thing is always there in our conscious, and it has given me a fright today. I will try to overcome it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Your examples are really too good, Mataji, too well explained, and it really affects us, and it makes us understand the shlokas in a much better way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Krishna.
It's
Hare
Guru
Krishna.
Maharaj's mercy, nothing, like, thank you.
It is His mercy only, Mataji. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So devotees, can we chant thanking Mataji one time, Sumantra Mataji one time?
Thank
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
all
devotee.
the inspirations, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu,
Thank you
for
so
giving me
much.
this chance. Thank you, everybody, for being so patient with me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
Hare
guiding us.
Krishna, Dandavat
Thank you.
Pranam.
Thank you, devotees.
Hare
Thank you for association. We'll join tomorrow again. Hare Krishna, Granth Bhagavad-gītā ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So, Jay